Hello, 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 everybody. It all comes down to this season 17 finals. I'm getting the word out here, and then it's going to be Weyoun versus Majar. Weyoun gunning for his first ever title. He's been to the finals before, but not quite won one. Majar has won before, but hasn't been in the finals in a while, so see if we can take it down. When these players played in the group stage, Majar actually got it 2-0. So Weyoun's had some troubles with this Quinlan matchup. Let's take a look at these deck lists. This is Majar's Quinlan. He's got some interesting stuff in there, like the main deck Mace, the main deck Parliamentarian, Fang Fighters. But other than that, he's just got like most of the good stuff. And he's it's done him well so far. On Weyoun's side, he's also got some spice in there. He's got the Daughter, Crate Dragons, all three in the main. I think that's become pretty standard. Chewbacca, Obi-Wan, the one of Anakin, the Owen Larzas, again, and also the Forces with me. So I'm just going to give him the go-ahead. And we're going to get this show on the road. Whoever wins this will be going down in TTI history. And looks like Weyoun is going to start with the initiative here. Looks like he's got the Grogu, which dodges the target town turn 1. And it looks like Majar opened with no 3-drops, so he's got a couple 2s. But it's, especially with this hand, it's going to be kind of difficult to deal with this Grogu. Actually, I guess he could just ram it with Sabine, but then Sabine dies too. So he can deal with the Grogu. But it's probably not in the way he would want to. Yeah. So he is going to ram the Sabine. Into the Grogu there. And and actually deal 1 to the base. Oh yeah, he's got the Falcon. So now we can go Falcon, ping the Grogu, and then target town up. He gets 1 extra damage to the base that way. And Weyoun manages to get down an itinerant and get that target town out of the way. You ever see the Parliamentarian for Majar? Let's pull up the Parliamentarian. Not super useful in this matchup, but, you know, it's a 2-drop. Weyoun does get to play the Kiadimundi here. Pick up 2 extra cards. And Majar just drops that A-Wing. So I'm moving forward to 5 resources, which is the mutual leader flip turn. In terms of remaining health, they're actually even because Majar's on the target in town, which means he's at a 3 health disadvantage, even though he's gotten out to a 3-point damage lead. In terms of board state, both players have, you know, a couple big units out, but Weyoun's are just slightly bigger on the ground there. So we'll see if this flip turn can change anything. Plo Koon is definitely could be a game changer. However, he can just flip the Quinlan, which puts the coordinate back online. All right, there's the mace. Mace win doggy dog, as they used to say. Oh, that's the wrong mace. There you go. So yeah, Quinlan is going to be deployed here, and Majar has to play this blow without the coordinate. It's actually not such a big deal because he can just kill the itinerant. Sorry about all the stream difficulties. Again, I'm recording this one, so hopefully we should be able to fix the buffering issues in the final cut. And hopefully they will go away soon. All right, so Weyoun's got his leader out here. He's got the pick of either of these units if he wants to defeat them, or just go to base. Try decreasing my bit rate, see if that helps buffering at all. All right, looks like Weyoun just took initiative there while I was playing with that, which kind of makes sense here. Let's go mace into the Quinlan here. There should be overwhelm damage, right? Yep, they got it. So because the Quinlan died, he doesn't get to ping this turn, which could actually matter. All right, Plow's just going to trade with the KID there. Oh, he's going to get the force from the mace attack. Of course, makes sense. And Weyoun is now looking like he's in a pretty strong position here. 2 units on the board to none. And he's got a nice handful of more things he can play. And he actually has the damage lead at the moment. Or the remaining health lead, at least. Weyoun's thinking a lot about the right way to do this. He's got this chariot, and I imagine he wants to play that. I think he's seeing if he wants to play, like, how many units he wants to play, and if he wants to Han it in. So you can go, like, chariot for 4, then play, like, either of these 3s for 2 plus an Owen. Or the Sage normally instead of one of the 3s. It looks like, yeah, he's going to play a full health chariot. With Force on lockdown here. Can we go for Plow here? Looks like without the ambush. All right, it's just a Sage for Weyoun here. Force throw is going to get that mace. Which is nice. And yeah, Han just rams the base. Feeling pretty good about Weyoun's position here again. Cassian picked up for Majar. Depa Balaba could potentially start picking this board apart. But the turret is still just a pain to get through. Like, Depa can snipe something here. But even she can't clear this turret. They're talking about in the chat. Just thinking. Okay, it looks like Depa is just going to clear Sage. And, oh, right, Quinlan's not on the board, so the ping's only exact matches. Oh, yeah, so she is just going to go into the turret. And then force the force out of Weyoun. Now Weyoun just has to attack and get the force back, and then he survives the blow attack. Turret is just an absolute menace here. Sage regenerates it. Force throw for Weyoun. Just 2 here. Finally getting rid of that parliamentarian. Not enough to kill either of these units. It probably just goes on Depa. Yeah. Obi-Wan Kenobi coming down. I'm going to play a bit of... Okay. He was thinking about playing some defense there and going for the... The Depa, but ends up just going to base. Presents lethal. And that's just, what, 8 to base from Depa with the Saboteur. And Weyoun is going to take the first one here. And we're going into game 2 with Weyoun up 1. Again, yeah, when these two players met in the group stage, Majar got it pretty swiftly as a 2-0. So Weyoun getting his revenge, at least initially here. Let's take a look at some of the sideboards here. Weyoun's got, I'm not sure what he even brings in this matchup. Like maybe confiscates, but I don't know. I don't believe. No, Majar's not in any of the upgrades. Some of the Quinlans are playing like constructed sabers, in which case you might want confiscate, but that's not a concern. I don't even know if I bring in anything as Weyoun. Like my main deck seems pretty solid. Maybe you want to take out some of the crate dragons and the higher end stuff for something that's more likely to be relevant. But I'm not sure. On Majar's side, he's also got, just a lot of generic value stuff in here. Waylay might come back if he thinks this is going to be a tempo game. Waylay's a nice out to Chariot. So I could definitely see that coming in. Third Spark Rebellion, third Falcon, quite possibly, are going to come in. Yeah, I doubt you want parliamentarians or pumping runs or pamboozles here. All right. If you guys are interested in joining the TTI League for yourself, all you got to do is join the Discord. It should be linked in the description. If it's not, the Substack should be linked in the description, and there's a link to the Discord on the Substack. Then you get in the Discord, and you just play up to 8 matches a month. Every season runs from the first of the month to the end of it. So there's 4 weeks total, and you get a bonus point for every week that you play. And you also get points for winning and losing. So you get 1 point for losing, 2 points for winning. And then, yeah, you get 1 point for each week you play, to a maximum of 3. So if you miss the first week, you can still get full points for the season by playing second, third, and fourth weeks. Or if you just want to take a week off in the middle of the month, you can also do that. Normally we do a top 8. We've had, for the past couple of months, bit reduced player base, but this month we're going to have another top 8 again. For the season 18 top cut. And then every 6 months we do an invitational, and I think that should also be happening in September. So these players are saying something in the chat. Oh, they're having difficulties with their sideboard. Looks like Weyoun somehow ended up with too many cards. So he's just going to have to respawn his deck. Right, I guess I'll have to vamp then. So, I don't know what's been happening. Planetary qualifiers. I hear Kira's back. She won at least one recently. I played her last night at my locals and ended up going 2-1. Which was fun. Got the Ogdo Bogdos in the main. People were not expecting that. Yeah, I think the meta is in a really wide open spot. Like you can find something, and if you know how to play it right, you're pretty good. There are some matchups that are super skewed one way, but you might not face that bad matchup, like if you're Kylo ECL, Vader 4 is gonna be very difficult for you, but you might not even run into a Vader 4. You might just run into 1 and you can win everything else. So Yeah, I like the meta right now. All right, looks like we're finally getting started with game 2 here. Majar looks like is just going to have the initiative here, or is he going to give it to Weyoun? Looks like he's going to take it for himself, which in this matchup makes sense because usually Weyoun's going to be playing a 3-drop and not a 2. So the advantage of getting the Quinlan ping is, you're really not super likely to have that happen in the first place. So it makes sense to just play that 2 and get the initiative. Weyoun's going to mulligan here. He did have the Grogu, but some of his later options after that were a bit lackluster. So it makes sense. Ooh, this is an interesting hand. We'll see what he can draw. Adigalea and then Secretive Sage. And no 3s for Weyoun. Let's see if we can draw one. He does have a bunch in the deck. All right, no 3s, but he does pick up a chariot, which can be a 3 in a pinch. Who Gorilla Insurgent or Gorilla Soldier picked up for Majar. Looks like he's not going to use it though. Just going to go for the A-wing here to ping off that shield and then clear the Sage with the Adigalea. There's the chariot, which is just going to draw out the target town right away. That's rough for Weyoun. He's not necessarily out of it yet. All right. Gonna go for the Gorilla Soldier here. That just all goes to base. Is Majar thinking about force throwing himself? No, he's going to target Weyoun and he's going to get punished by this Owen. Owen is just such a versatile card. And then, ooh, yeah, Majar just passes. Wow. And Chariot just taking this game over. Looks like Confiscates did come in for Weyoun. That Majar has any upgrades in his deck. Sorry again about the buffering, everybody. I'm recording this right now, so I'm going to upload what should be a buffering free version of this, mostly, after the stream. Maybe Weyoun just wants the Confiscates to be another 1-drop for force throw. Like what happened last turn with the Owen. Which, I mean, that's a real consideration. We now are on the 5 resource flip turn here. Majar's got not a ton here. Maybe he's got a Cassian, but he doesn't have a 5 or even a 4 here. He's just got a 3 in hand and a 6 and a 7. All right, Han gets slipped. A-Wing's just going to go to base. Likely playing her on the mace that is in Weyoun's hand here. All right, Weyoun's gonna go into that Hattie. Quinlan flips. Chariot is going to snipe the gorilla soldier here. Which kind of is playing into Majar's hands with the red 5. Oh, or with Hotshot Blaster. Yeah, that also does it. Quinlan does get eaten by the mace here. Mace win, doggy dog. Stepping up to the plate here. And Weyoun is now in a decent position. After what was a pretty rough start, like he's managed to come back through the power of that chariot. Majar's got a Depa to swing things back in his favor. Action Weyoun. Going to go and trade with the Depa. It should be 2 overwhelm. Yep. Also generates Weyoun the Force, which he's going to use to trigger this caddy. Majar gets the initiative here. And Weyoun just drops Seattle. All right, here's Kira for Weyoun. I'm trying to disrupt some, or for Majar, sorry. I don't even know what the call is. Like, if you, I mean, force throw is like the most obvious thing that you're worried about. But even then, like, not that much, right? And it's not that, like, he's probably going to play it for 3 anyway if you call it. I might call, like, Cassian to if Weyoun's on that. I can't remember if he is or not. But that might be a decent call. Even if, hey, so he's going to just call the second Kiadi. I guess in case that first one dies. All right, Yaddle's going to go in. Get some restore going. That oft-used effective Yaddle that gives the other Jedi restore. It's coming up here. All right, Grogu coming down. Can Weyoun assemble the board of Yaddle, Yoda, and Grogu? Looks like he's probably not even going for it. Like the kid, he's probably better than the Yoda here. But it would be funny. Yeah, just going for the Kiadi. Maybe the Yoda gets played next turn. Ooh, Weyoun picks up a Luke here and an Obi-Wan. Both of which are going to be very impactful here. Majar's holding a Han Solo here, which, if the Luke just comes down right now, could punish it. Bit of a safe one for Weyoun. Not punished as hard by the Han. Here it comes. It's going to make a big Yeti. Now, Majar is holding a force throw. Both players are, actually. But Majar doesn't have a forced unit out, so it doesn't do any damage. All right, Grogu going to pop the shield on the L3. L3 goes to base, and Yaddle is going to kill it. Yaddle should take the damage back there. Force throw comes down. Now, the moment of truth, is Weyoun just going to kill this Han? Yep, I think that's the right move. Does lose his big Kiadi, but he takes down the big threat. He's got control of the board here. All right, surprise strike in for 6. Weyoun's got a number of ways to clear that A-Wing. 5 resources. Is that a Cassian? It is indeed a Cassian. Majar did keep the Hotshot Blaster, which could make it a 5-hitter here. There's the daughter. That might actually be a really important card here. That is a spicy include in Weyoun's list, and it's actually really coming up here. So yeah, there's a hot shot. Weyoun said, I know Rebel rejoices. Yeah, I've been waiting for him to actually play this thing, and now is like the perfect time. All right, so Kathy with the daughter. Grogu can either kill the A-Wing or weaken the Cassian. What's the move going to be? He can also establish a red 5, which, if he gets initiative, can clear the A-Wing and also get some damage to base. He could also establish a Yoda, which would complete his trifecta and also get some restore on the board. He's thinking about it here. Let's see if we can do the math with them. So, Weyoun's got 7 left. He's facing taking 3 this turn because he's going to be able to use a Force with Daughter to prevent 2 of it from the Cassian. So, he'd be at 24. Which is, all right, so he's going to, he's going to hit the Cassian here, which I think he might end up being forced to do. Because he's got to be able to remove that Cassian next turn, which he can do now with Daughter, which gets him the Force back, which helps him survive a hit from the A-Wing. He actually can do that either way, but now he has to. I think he has to take initiative here. He's on the edge, but he does have like what he needs to start recovering here. I think we'll see. He's got a lot of resources too. Let's see, you fell the dragon. Is interesting here. For those that aren't familiar with Daughter, she can't save your life. Like if you go over 28 or to 28 or higher, like she brings you down, you still lose. So Weyoun said do a pump either way. But Majar doesn't have it. So he's just going to go Plo Koon, clear the Daughter, which gives Weyoun a chance to kill the A-Wing here. Going to do it this way. Yeah, he's going to haunt it in so that he can move the damage there with the screen anymore. And there's Yoda, and that's the trifecta. And now Weyoun is like almost can't lose from here. He's got this Luke, which is going to be able to get him like restore 3. Majar has no way of getting it off the board right now. He can play this Depa, which helps him with control, but the Depa is not going to make it through Weyoun's hand right now. So, okay, yeah, so Majar just reminded Weyoun of the Yoda trigger here. So Yaddle goes to base, can restore another one. Right? I'm not sure what just happened there. Hey, yeah, they're just going ahead. Yeah, Majar claims I guess Luke's gonna kill the Depa, which he didn't have to do. Gets to restore 4 there because of the Yaddle. And yeah, now Wayne's just gonna poop things onto the board here. Grogu's just gonna move some damage around, it looks like. Heal the Luke a little bit. L3 picked up from Majar. I'm just dropping Adigilia here. Ping off the shield, I guess. 6 into base from Luke. And Weyoun can get there. This should be able to get there this turn. Here's a Cassian. Even with Surprise Strike, that's not enough because of all the restore that's been done. Weyoun is just going to force throw there for good measure. Which actually should generate a ping for Adigilia. That is a mandatory ability. Not like it's gonna matter. Weyoun's got 8 damage on board that Majar can't do anything about. And congratulations to Weyoun98 for taking it down here in Season 17. This guy's done so much to help the league keep going. He's really kept me honest on a lot of things, and he's picked up a lot of games to stream himself, and super grateful for that. And now he's managed to find competitive success and take down the TTI league for the first time. Congratulations, Quinlan deck. Let's see, what are they saying in the chat? Yeah, Major's congratulating him, saying you deserve it. He made so many top cuts. He really has. He's been in almost every top cut for past few seasons that I can remember. All right. So, that's it, everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in.